LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. This topic has been heavily disputed. I'm not going to get into a long monologue. I'm just going to get into the reaction because we got to stay logically consistent here. Holding people equally accountable, not just because you like somebody, you could just leave them unaccountable, and then because you dislike somebody, you're going to go all in on them. Pause. But let's get to the reaction. It speaks louder than me even trying to explain it.
So if I downloaded your video and then I started just playing clips while commenting on it, it's fair use.
Hopefully you guys are taking notes, Fresh and Fraud.
Well, go on. Oh my God.
Oh man.
All right, y'all. Kevin Samuels is using the copyright strike, misusing the copyright strike, and he got a YouTube channel removed. I want to see if you guys are going to speak up about this and say something, since everybody is going after Fresh and Fit. Kevin Samuels did the exact same thing, and he successfully got a channel removed. Let's look at what happened and see if anybody's going to say anything about it.
I don't understand.
Now,
there are rules, there are laws.
Flashing back to my own live stream where I actually said something about it. This clip, I don't actually say the most, but that's because I'm present to actually say it myself. So let's get into it.
Laws and their best practices. But what you're going to find is 99% of people out there don't know, they're just talking.
Fair use is a legal doctrine that says you can reuse copyright protected material under certain circumstances without the copyright owner's permission. Learn the rules!
This is the email I received from YouTube where it shows the videos that he complained about.
All right, this is way louder than me.
By the time YouTube emailed me, they had already taken down my channel. So that told me they had already made a choice. They chose to take down my channel because Kevin Samuels makes a lot of money for YouTube. And the fact that my videos exposed his lies and contradictions may have interfered with that.
I don't think that's the reason why they took down the channel immediately. I believe it's because she's a small YouTuber and there's no real defense once they take it down. Once they take it down, the appeal process is much different than getting a simple strike and trying to appeal it.
Basically, we have a lot of people that talk about us on the internet, and some of it is slander, some of it is defamation, and using our content in their videos, and we're like, okay, cool. We've waited out for a while for you to stop. You're still doing it. So, you know what? Cool. Now we're going to take legal action against you because obviously you're attacking our character and our integrity. So at that point, hey, it's all fair game.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so I want you guys to repeat what he said. He said, yeah, we did copyright strikes against you, saying you misused our content. Why? Because you attacked our character. Criticism, and their response is, let me file a DMCA strike, which has nothing to do with criticism. Just remember this. Let's keep hearing.
Well, you can't file a DMCA over it.
Apparently not. You can't.
Yeah. So what, they just get it reversed or what?
Yeah, it's a long story, but
it's not a long story. It's not a long story. YouTube was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Yo, take this shit down, and you're a little bitch.
All right, so everybody had that energy for Fresh and Fit. Remember that. We're gonna continue the reaction in a second, but we're gonna actually get into the footage that was actually struck down by Kevin Samuels. We're gonna get into the actual footage. So let's pull this back up. Whoops.
Ass ran to YouTube like, we're retracting it. Please don't delete our channel. Please don't delete our channel. And you retracted all your strikes. Don't be acting like it's a long story. No, stupid. You did the wrong thing, right? Susan Wojcicki just came in there with the long schlong and slapped you. That's what happened, and it's okay. But don't make it sound like it's a long story. And also, shout out to Tim Pool, who said, that's not how it works. He just
did?
Yeah, you didn't hear what he said?
No, show me.
And won't leave and does it for 4 months. What are you gonna do?
Well, you can't file a DMCA over it.
Apparently not.
Now, I hope everybody watched the lead attorney stream when Abba was on it. Preach wasn't there. Abba was on it. A bunch of other YouTubers were on it, and they were going in on Fresh and Fit for the false copyright strikes. Kevin Samuels made an appearance on that stream, held Fresh and Fit accountable himself, but he didn't take any accountability for what he did, and none of them held him accountable. We're going to see some of that footage as well. They always make it about, oh, you're just mirroring and uploading the content. No, they're not. I see from what the people that are actually getting strikes, they're not really transforming it as much as I am transforming it or others transform it. But fair use is fair use. It does vary on case to case. And sometimes because YouTube has millions upon millions of people that are creators uploading content, I don't know if they actually get the chance to individually have a human review over every incident. A lot of it, they just look at the percentage of the video that's used. And if it's like 90%, sometimes you're just like copyright or copyright strike. And when you're a small YouTuber, no one's sticking up for you. You're getting your channel removed and no one's standing up for you. You've seen the Lapeef Network get their channel removed. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, because a troll came on their stream and did some bullshit and got some nudity shit, got their shit flagged down. You see all the YouTubers speaking up and being like, get Lapeef's network back. The large YouTubers, because when you get to a large base like that and you have all these people following you and supporting you, you have a network, they support you. But when you're a small YouTuber, you get forgotten about, people flag you down, and then that's the end of your channel. But people aren't going to be logically consistent. They're going to pick and choose because they have favorites. They're cool with this person. They're not going to hold them accountable the same way.
Now, let's see what Kevin Samuels said about censorship and retaliation, despite what he did to this YouTuber, T-Salt. Let's listen to what he said.
I don't think any of us benefit from retaliation and censorship. That's just not a good thing. It's just not a good thing.
You're exactly right. And, you know, striking content because you don't agree with something, not the fact that, you know, it violates this or that in terms of copyright infringement, but just because you don't agree with
what? Now, let's listen to a clip from one of her reaction videos. She's going to.
All right. So this reaction that I'm reacting to is we got a bunch of creators here. Let me just make sure that I do that copyright shit properly. Hold on. The fair use shit. We got PMB, Vegetables and Junk Food. This is who was just speaking on the screen. JR808 TV, one of our subscriber to the channel. We have him, and then the lead attorney. We have his video. All links in the description if you want to check out those individual videos. Let's get back to it.
Introduce the video, let it play for about a minute and a half, and then she's going to stop it and give her commentary and react to it. Check it out.
Whenever I come across an intelligent black woman taking Kevin Samuels to task, I have to highlight it. This video shows how Kevin is reduced to juvenile tactics and childlike behavior as this educated black woman waits patiently for him to calm down from his tantrums as she tries to have an adult conversation with him.
Well, the problem I wanted to voice out was I don't like how you try to equate BMI to the overall like well-being, or basically trying to equate it to what black women deserve or what they can attain in a man. If that makes sense.
Okay. First of all, I never try to equate it to your overall well-being, but what I will tell you is it does equate to what women can attain, because guess who gets to pick?
Okay.
Who gets to pick? Who? No. Oh, right. And what do the men say they want?
Okay, this is what the man says they want. Yeah, they want the...
Stop. What do the men say they want? They want women who are what?
Who are slim.
Fit.
Nice figure.
Fit.
Fit?
Fit.
Okay, so what's your definition of fit?
Not obese.
And what's your definition of obese? It can't just
Less
be
than
overweight.
30% BMI, way less than a man at your height.
Okay, and that's where I have a problem.
I don't care. It doesn't matter,
But do you know
ma'am.
what BMI comes?
Kevin Samuels is incapable of having an adult conversation. He interrupts, he overtalks, he won't let anyone complete more than one sentence at a time, and he mutes the guests when they make a valid point or disagree with him. His behavior actually makes him look foolish because he's so easily triggered, especially when he's speaking with an educated black woman.
That is your standard reaction video.
All right, so that is a standard reaction video. Although there's nobody present on the screen, it's just Kevin Samuels' content. So I don't know how that goes over in the copyright program when it comes to a percentage of video being used. If you want to play it safer, you might want to just pop up on the screen a little bit or put something else or manipulate the video a little bit, not just the audio. Fair use is a tricky thing, man. And even in the anime sector, what totally not Mark is going through with Toei and Shueisha with his fair use act, like he's going through the most too. Like you got to be careful with what you do at the same time. But that's a large company. Those are major corporations. You wouldn't think that individual creators will be doing it to individual creators, even though it's fair use. Like I don't agree with that girl's assessment of that phone call, but she has the right to make a video and disagree. I think it's his show. You don't like the assessment, don't call in. Find someone else. We don't look at Chef Ramsay and call him out for calling someone an idiot sandwich and putting 2 pieces of bread on both of their side of the head. If you don't like it, don't watch the show. You don't agree with the show, you can make a video and make your point against it. You have the right to, and he should not be striking you down. Everything should be, it's all fair use. It's all fair game.
You introduce the content, you play it, you stop it, you react to it, you play it some more, you react to it, you give your commentary. That's what she did, and that's one of the reasons why these creators have linked up to speak out against Fresh and Fit. But Kevin Samuels, in his speaking out against Fresh and Fit, is a hypocrite. So I'm wondering if you creators, I'm tagging you all in this video, are you going to speak out against Kevin Samuels? Y'all even hooked up with Spencer Cornelia, and Spencer Cornelia is anti-manosphere. But y'all hooked up to speak out against the misuse of copyright strikes. Check this out.
I saw the strike and I was like, yo, I got to contact App. Actually, let me take it back. Jamari reached out to me about 2 weeks ago. They hit him with a copyright claim. But where I have major issue with their podcast is I believe they are influencing young men to have a misogynistic viewpoint on dating, women, and relationships. This is just a difference of opinion from my perspective, but I think they influence their followers to form a hatred for women.
So, is anybody going to hold Kevin Samuels accountable for misusing copyright strikes? Is anybody going to hold him accountable? Y'all talk about accountability. Let's see it.
That if you're going to use my content, you're going to use it in accordance with the way I want my brand handled.
What?
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
And anybody who has a problem with that, you're just not a serious content creator. That's okay.
Stop the cap.
You hear that? You're not a serious content creator. Stop the cap. All right, before I get into this from the past, y'all just got to take in what it was before. The message was, do not use my permission without my do not use my content without my permission. I don't know what the fuck I just said. The fuck was that? Yeah, he said, do not use my content without my permission. That was always written on the screen. He would always say that he had guidelines for how people should react to his content. That influenced people to be like, okay, maybe I should stay away from this. Maybe I'll get a copyright strike if I just simply disagree when I'm doing basic fair use. He did this. He implemented this strategy and this message before Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit tried to copy it because they seen Kevin Samuels doing it successfully, scaring people away from the content because they were scared of the strikes. But Fresh and Fit did it to large YouTubers. And when you do it to large YouTubers, they're going to fight back. The small guys, they don't really have a leg to stand on. Let's get back into it.
For misusing copyright strikes. Is anybody going to hold him accountable? Y'all talk about accountability. Let's see it.
That if you're gonna use my content, you're gonna use it in accordance with the way I want my brand handled.
What? If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
And anybody who has a problem with that, you're just not a serious content creator. That's okay.
Stop the cap.
You hear that? You're not a serious content creator. Stop the cap. There goes the shame. Oh, we're not gonna do it anymore because you said we're not serious.
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
But you just don't get to go take somebody's stuff and do what you want.
Yeah, we do. Learn the rules, nigga.
And, well, you can try it.
Or is it hypocrisy? I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
I hope that was like before I said what I said on my platform. Like, I hope this takedown was before. I didn't want to like embolden anybody to like feel empowered to do some fuck shit and mirror. Like, don't mirror the content. You could fair use, obviously, but like, it's fucked up.
Welcome to quicksand.
Yeah, what's up, Puss in Boots?
Got him!
Since we talking about...
All right, this is JR808 TV's video we reacting to now. Let's get into it.
Fresh and fit with the copyright strikes. You know your punk ass is going in there too, Puss in Boots. A.K.A. Kevin Samuels. Puss in Boots. You know why you're going in there. You know why you're going in there. So, back in October, I was working on my TikToks. Y'all might not know. Some of y'all do know. I was getting my TikTok up. Got my TikTok close to 200,000 followers. Around this time, I received a DM from Puss in Boots asking me not to copy or clip any of his shit. I responded, all right, cool, OG, I got you. Since you told me, I'm not gonna do it. Just let him know, hey, I normally just clip all my stuff and I clip and make clips for TikTok. Apparently I put a clip, I clipped one of my TikToks to YouTube, right? Okay. Boom. I wake up the next morning. My TikTok, I'm banned from TikTok. My TikTok is deactivated. I'm banned. Check my emails. I got a strike. Guess where the strike came from? Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels striked my channel. So if y'all wondering why I got a real gripe at Puss in Boots, it's because Puss in Boots striked my channel. And now that we have Fresh and Fit out here striking channels and everybody's in a little uproar, and then y'all leaving out, like, Kevin Samuel does the same fucking thing. Okay? He does the same thing to smaller channels. That's what he does. So we're not going to leave him up out of this shit like it's always only if you clip. Bro, it was a 2-minute clip of a bitch in a bonnet talking shit. It was a 2-minute clip. And the clip came from TikTok. Coincidentally, I get a DM from Kevin Samuels. My TikTok is banned.
I hope in your case that it wasn't just like because I've seen JR808 TV's videos. He's react to one of mine. He's done all sorts of editing in the video in his reaction. Completely transformed the video. But I hope that was the case in this 2-minute TikTok video, because I don't know the video in this specific incident to give a judgment. I hope it wasn't just a Kevin Samuels clip that you put on TikTok and then brought it from TikTok to YouTube, because that's still mirroring and that still is, you know, strikeable. I hope that's not the case, but hopefully we can have a call-in show and get y'all in here to explain what happened. Anybody that's been getting copyright strikes from transformed material that should be fair use, we're going to have a live call-in show right after this one. I wanted to do it in this one, but it's not even gonna allow me to. But we're gonna do that right after. And yeah, let's get into it.
And my channel on YouTube is strike. And you think that there's a coincidence?
Maybe I'll try.
No. Y'all not gonna leave this man out of the conversation like he's not part of the problem of this shit going on too. Fair use is fair use. And if you don't like what people got to say, you don't go around striking their goddamn channels. That's my gripe with you. And anybody that's trying to protect them, like Black and Crusty, O'Shea Duke Jackson, I got a problem with you too. So don't leave this motherfucker Puss in Boots out of the conversation of people getting their channels striked and taken down. He said it out his mouth. He wants to strike your channel and take you down. He's just like Fresh and Fit. Just like him. He's they daddy. When it comes to shit, where you think they got it from? Where you think Fresh and Fit got this shit from?
Right. I want to be clear because people keep trying to, put me into parts of this situation. If there is something that's questionable, is when, especially like IG content, Instagram content, that's I don't even have a chance to upload myself. Someone wants to mirror it and upload it. And see, people just think they can do what they want with people's content. But that's not this. That is not this.
Mm-hmm.
This, from what I understand, is to silence criticism, to silence. You want to use my content in my responses.
Correct.
I'm not okay with that.
So he sits here and says he's not okay with that on the lead attorney's channel. The lead attorney agrees with everything that he said while he's actually doing that, because that's what we've seen happen. I just gave y'all the example earlier in the stream of the girl criticizing his opinion in fair use with the example of.
So if I downloaded your video and then I started just playing clips while commenting on it, it's fair use.
Standard reaction video. You introduce the content, you play it, you stop it, you react to it, you play it some more, you react to it, you give your commentary. That's what she did, and that
people getting their.
And this is that, and that use it. My in my responses.
Correct.
I'm not okay with that, because my personal opinion is if you're going to put something out here on the platform, it's open for public consumption. Now,
it's open for public consumption. If you put something out here on the platform, let me just, because people like to scapegoat and make excuses for Kevin Samuels all the time when it comes to this. We have all the evidence of him double talking, just trying to escape accountability and scapegoat Fresh and Fit. You hear that? You're not a serious.
Bullshit out of my face.
see it accountable.
Too far.
For
shit.
You're gonna use it in accordance with the way I want my brand handled.
Well, y'all talk about accountability.
One more time.
Let's see it.
That if you're gonna use my content, you're gonna use it in accordance with the way I want my brand handled.
Even if you're right on are met, then it's fair use.
Yes.
But this isn't coming in as fair use. This is coming in as we don't like what people are saying, and this is that, and that's a dangerous game, because even if you're right on the particular element of one or two videos, when it's done like this, you can tend to be wrong on the bigger parts.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Got him! Got him!
Shout out to LTTV.
Like from what I understand, lots of creators woke up with several different strikes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just a better way of approaching it. But I think it's going to be interesting because even though I have my personal opinions on it, I think there's going to be there will be a discussion about this greater in YouTube. But at the end of the day,
and there is,
trying to get anybody's channel taken down simply because you don't like what they're saying, in my opinion, is counterproductive, which is why I just completely stay away from all beef.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Stop the cap.
He did participate in that. And you say you stay away from all beefs, but these guys subliminal message motherfuckers to death. That's what they do. They don't say anything directly. They'll speak about somebody so subliminally, and it's so obvious they're speaking about somebody, and refuse to say their name because they don't beef. You will dog a person's platform, dog reaction videos, a whole industry of things, but you don't beef because you're not going to go after a specific person when it all logically applies to the same people. I don't play that shit where it's like, oh, I'm insulting you on something or this person on something, but it still applies to you, but I'm not going to, like, that doesn't make sense. It's like someone saying, oh, you're talking shit to somebody that has only 3,000 people watching their live. Meanwhile, I have like 6 people watching my live. It's like, does that even make sense? Is that even a good analogy? Where's my brain right now?
And I will say personally, if anybody in men's content if anybody has a reason to want to take people down and strike people down and say crazy things and shut stuff down, I think I would have a good case for it.
Hear that?
Yes.
But it's
Hold
bigger,
on.
it's bigger than this. Take people down and say crazy things and say personally, if anybody in men's content if anybody has a reason to want to take people down and strike people down and say crazy things and shut stuff down, I think I would have a good case for it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But it's bigger than this. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to do more harm than good because you should be able to discuss things behind the scenes. You know, we don't make peace with our friends; we make peace with our enemies.
Now, one thing that he's been consistent with, he said we have to discuss things behind the scenes. He tried to reach out to certain people. As we've seen in JR808 TV's video, he said, stop uploading my content. He tried to like give some sort of forewarning before he struck that content. But in other cases, he just straight up struck content that was or could be seen as fair use, because it does vary from case to case. But it's not just about that. It's the fact that he came up here and misrepresented exactly what he did while trying to hold Fresh and Fit accountable, being unaccountable himself. And that takes away from your message. You're going to sit up there every day and hold everybody accountable and then practice unaccountability. It's like the shit you're saying to the women on the channel that call in, most of the times I agree with. That's why when I do the reactions, I'm not even disagreeing with them most of the time. It's not like he's wrong, and if these girls have problems with his tone and the way he's talking to them, they can call somewhere else. But they want the clout. They know it's a almost equal exchange, not even close, but it's an exchange.
Of people we disagree with, so I think it will be better.
You just can't be doing this. You can't be going on the show and then being insulated by your group of men, your support network. Y'all all work together. We get it. Black men are building together. We get it. But building together, we got to hold each other accountable when we're wrong. We can't just let the shit go because we're cool with this person. I remember there's a comment that was left on my channel the other day. They're like, Fresh and Fit. They're like, fuck Fresh and Fit. We like Kevin Samuels, so we're pretty much going to ignore the shit. And I'm like, what? That's not how accountability works. We seen DJ Academics get up on Fresh and Fit's podcast and try to hold Fresh accountable for capping and simping over Miranda. And everybody's seen that. And some people were like, oh, Academics is a snake. But most people were like, okay, he's his friend. He's holding him accountable. He's making him actually be real to what he actually lives. Because Fresh and Fit, let's be real, they always talk about posturing and making it look a certain way. Dressing up your Instagram to make it look a certain way. Kevin Samuels is an image consultant. It's all about looking a certain way. But the problem is you got to be principled and you have to be consistent. Consistency of character. You have to actually be that. Like your character, your reputation, all that shit's important. Way more important than the image of it. You can't just, make it look good. Like, no, actually be that so it looks good. Actually be accountable.
Off overall, if people could sit down and talk behind the scenes, and I don't know many people who would not be willing to talk, but once it goes public like this, then it makes people draw sides.
Yes.
There is fair use, and then there's retaliation and censorship. That's the question. Is this really a fair use case, or is this censorship and retaliation? And I don't care what side of the camp you come down on, whose content you watch. If you're a fan of the particular content creators who react, or if you're a particular fan of the originator, I don't think any of us benefit from retaliation and censorship. That's just not a good thing. It's just not a good thing.
You're exactly right. And this can be a learning opportunity, not only for these two brothers, but for other people as well. And striking content really just goes to the heart of what we are trying to do here in this space, because we're all trying to make content. And so striking content because you don't agree with something, not the fact that, it violates this or that in terms of copyright infringement, but just because you don't agree with what's being said.
Let me say something real quick then. Okay, see, there's a movie called The House of Gucci. My lady friend, her friend wrote The House of Gucci. He didn't get a release from the Gucci's. He wrote a screenplay. Ridley Scott picked it up. Al Pacino's in this. Lady Gaga's in this. This thing is doing numbers. The Gucci family came back and said, even though they don't have a release, they said, you know what, we didn't like the way we depicted it, but they let it alone because they're fucking Gucci.
Right. They
don't want to get tied up in this. And that's kind of the thing. It's like, there have been plenty of things that someone can see that you don't like. It's a bigger picture. You got to look at this long term. And I want to say this.
Is this consistent with the actions? Is this consistent with his speech before about using his content? Are we just going to ignore it and cap because we like Kevin Samuels and we like the show? What are we going to do? Is that what we're going to do? I ain't doing that.
This too. To the people who make content who is primarily reaction or that kind of thing, you need to understand fair use a lot, because anytime you use anyone's content, right, wrong, or indifferent, you run that potential risk. But it really shouldn't rise to the level.
He's right there. You do run that potential risk. There's content creators that wake up every morning stressed, checking their emails to make sure their channel's still alive. But being a content creator, being an independent content creator, saying that you're doing one thing and then doing another, and then being insulated and protected by your attorney and, O'Shea Duke Jackson and many other folks, it's like, nah, man, you got to keep it 100.
That's why you said, I like what you said, it doesn't matter about good faith or this or that. It comes down to the law. Did you transform it? Are the elements there? And more often than not, I just say let most things lead. On any given one day, anyway.
No, I hear you.
But just understand, as an independent content creator, he's going into the minutia of, has it been transformed? Has it met these standards? Blah, blah, blah. It's fair use. It's not mirroring. You're getting down to how much of it is being used, and you're looking at it like you're a large corporation instead of standing with the independent content creators that stood with you. That's where most people's gripe is. He's just not keeping it 100. He's not keeping it consistent at all. He's double talking. He said one thing. He's seen Fresh and Fit being held accountable by the YouTube community, and he completely switched up his stance. He's taken down that disclaimer that he had about asking to use his content with asking for permission before you use it. He took down that disclaimer right after this whole thing happened, but yet he's still not admitting or being held accountable at all for taking down channels that he simply disagrees with. If anybody's late to the stream, we're going to get right back into that content one more time before I wrap this up and get into my last thought.
1% of stuff that actually gets removed, and it's only for the most egregious stuff, and that's really just mirroring. I don't think anyone thinks that's fair use, though. That's just straight up.
This is an important point. Let me pull this back.
less than 0.1% of stuff that actually gets removed, and it's only for the most egregious stuff, and that's really just mirroring. I don't think anyone thinks that's fair use, though. That's just straight up piracy.
Exactly. And, maybe I need to think about this myself because my policy has always been just to, let people have it. Which, to be fair,
I sent you an email.
You said, oh, okay.
All right, so let's be clear. If it's mirroring and you come to the table like, oh, Kevin Samuels struck down my channel, I got unjust copyright strikes from Kevin Samuels, and you literally just mirrored it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
But we have an example of a clear case of fair use. Giving your opinion about what the lady's seen. That's what happened. Her channel's gone, completely gone. Let's pull this back.
He interrupts, he overtalks, he won't let anyone complete more than one sentence at a time, and he mutes the guests when they make a valid point or disagree with him. His behavior actually makes him look foolish because he's so easily triggered, especially when he's speaking with an educated black woman.
That is your standard reaction video. You introduce the content, you play it, you stop it, you react to it, you play it some more, you react to it, you give your commentary. That's what she did, and that's one of the reasons why these creators have linked up to speak out against Fresh and Fit. But Kevin Samuels, in his speaking out against Fresh and Fit,
we heard that already. He is a hypocrite in that regard. What the fuck is that, yo?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Let me see if I could open up the call lines. I wanted to, you know what? I'm going to start a separate show. Open up the call lines. Anybody that actually got their channel strike down and actually wants to give their opinion on it, we are going to have a conversation. But for the most part, it's pretty cut and dry here. What?
What?
Man, I'm signing off, man. We're gonna get the call-in show. Yeah.